Hello. Today I want to talk to you all about pre-op diet before VSG surgery. Hi, I'm Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm on day 11 of my pre-op diet before I have gastric sleeve surgery on the 22nd of October. Now, day 11, and I have 6 days to go. I know for some of you, you may think that that's a strange kind of timeline. But what happened was I got offered an earlier time slot to have the sleeve done. And so I jumped at it, which meant I only had a couple of days left to actually start the diet. So, and for those of you that don't know, that generally means 3 shakes a day on a very low calorie diet, VLCD it's called. And some surgeons allow veggies, some surgeons don't, some surgeons allow chicken, some surgeons don't. So yours will be completely different to mine, no doubt. This is just my experience and what I've figured out as I've gone along. And hopefully it's of help to you before you get started. So how we started, when we first went down to Perth, my husband and I, to check this out. He's not having it, by the way. This is just me. He's just in solidarity. So after we'd spoken to the surgeon and I was thinking about it, my husband said, well, maybe you need to see if you can do the shake diet, because I've been reading the forums and the groups on Facebook, and some people were not coping with like a day into their shake diet and just were like, I can't do this. So he said, maybe you need to figure out whether or not you can actually do the shake diet to start with, being that that's not the kind of food I would normally consume. I don't do dairy generally. I don't do shakes. So it was just like very random for me to have a go at. So I thought that was a really good idea. So what we did is we bought a bunch of different types of shakes, all different brands, and we trialed. We got the variety packs and we kind of just trialed which ones we liked better. And because he has been doing a shake diet with me, not full on, he's been having a meal at night, but he's been having breakfast and lunch. So he decided he liked the man shake. I actually didn't like the lady shake. I did like it, but it gave me stomach aches. I'm not sure why. I think it might have been the flax seeds in it. I love the ingredients in lady shakes. That is like my favorite as a clinical nutritionist. That is my favorite set of ingredients. So if you've got a choice here, and I'm talking to Australian people generally when I'm talking about these brands. So the tips, well, they're global, but the brands, I'm talking about Aussie brands. So if you've got a choice and you like the lady shake, go with the lady shake, because it's got some, like, to have flaxseed in it and sweet potato and things like that. It's really good. So there's a lot of options out there. So the one thing I did find when I was looking at all the options is the OptiFast, which is the one that's in all the chemists, that is the one that's promoted, actually contains fluoride. So if you're a thyroid person, you'll know what that means. You'll go, oh, alarm bells will ring, because there's no need for fluoride to be in that shake. So maybe if you actually no, not even maybe, if you're having it for 12 weeks, I don't know. So all of the ingredients in all of them, some of them have got better ingredients than others. But you know what it came down to for me? What could I drink for 2 weeks? I don't have fluoride in any other form. I don't have it in my toothpaste. I don't have it in my water. I just don't have it otherwise. So for me to have, if OptiFast was the one that I was going to choose, then that little bit of fluoride for 2 weeks, I was willing to deal with that, no problems. So after testing them all, here's what I ended up doing, and what I've been pretty much doing most days. So the OptiFast in the coffee and the mocha heats up really well. So if you shake it up, so you'll need shakers, you know, these sorts of things with the little balls in it to make it all disconnect, or one of these sorts of gadgets that will whiz it up for you. Either doesn't matter. And if you whiz it up with warm water, so warm water to start with out of the kettle, but not boiling. If you put boiling water and your Optifast in, I won't have in one of these, this will blow off and it will go everywhere. Okay, my husband figured that one out for me. So if you're going to use boiling hot water and throw it in there, and anyway, it says not boiling hot water anyway, so even when you heat it up, you're not wanting it to get to boiling. But if you're going to use hot water straight from the get-go, then use one of the coffee frother things, and that will mix it up fine. But I have been having an espresso because I wasn't told I couldn't have coffee, and a lot of people are having coffee. So I have my Nespresso machine. So the pumpkin pie spice, I have a Virtuo machine. So the pumpkin pie spice, I do up a cup of that, and then I do up my cup of the coffee, and the mocha one is really good with this. And then I heat that, and then I mix them both together, and then I end up with really quite a large, what you could say, latte that is sweet, it's milky, and it's tasty. It's got the pumpkin pie spice flavor in it along with the mocha chocolate coffee flavor. So that's been my breakfast, because normally I would have coffee in the morning at some point anyway. So that kind of made me feel like it was normal. For those of you with thyroid disease, I still wake up first thing, have my thyroxine, and it's at least an hour before I have this anyway, which you still need to do. Okay, so then for lunch, I've been pretty much having the soup, the Optifast vegetable soup. Now, the other thing I discovered with these, and I had to sort of find out by emailing one of the companies, because one of the sets of shakes was so salty, I thought there was something wrong with them. And they came back and they said, no, because when you're on a VCLD diet, so very low calorie, the LCD diet, so very low calorie diet, they have to make sure you have all the appropriate electrolytes, etc., and macros and protein, etc. So therefore, the salt content is higher. Now, as somebody with lipedema, I don't have salt in my diet at all, because people with lipedema cannot process salt. So again, I was like, and they're all the same, so there's no getting around it. So the first few soups and things was like so salty. It is incredible how quickly your taste buds adjust. So that's what happens when we're having our typical diets, our SAD diets, right? So it's, you have one thing and you're hyper palatable, and then your taste buds want more. So I was astonished at how quickly I went from the first one being like, eye-wateringly salty to me, to now it's like, it's not as nice, sort of salty, nice, and like as the first few times kind of thing. It's really amazing. So anyway, lunchtime I have the soup. Sometimes I will put half of my veggie quota, so you can have 2 cups of veggies. My surgeon actually said 3 shakes a day and as many green veggies as you want. So I can kind of do what I want. But what I've done is, in the fridge, I have pre-prepped, and I'll put a picture here somewhere, cup size servings of veggies in my freezer, because when you're on this diet, you want to be in the kitchen as little as possible. You want to be able to go in there, throw your veggies in the microwave, in the steamer, whatever your thing is, and get it done as quickly as possible and get out of there, right? And for that reason, you also want to talk to your family or whoever you live with about how they are eating for these 2 weeks. So my husband, bless him, he has totally gotten on board, and he is doing the shakes during the day for me, which only matters when he's at home. He works week on, week off. But the night times, he's having things like baked beans on toast and eggs on toast. So things that I don't have to be in the kitchen to make. and things that I don't really enjoy eating anyway. So that's made it so much easier on me. So if you've got a family that likes certain foods or whatever, pre-make them, put them in the freezer, pre-portion them, and ask them to look after themselves during this 2 weeks. Some of these days have been really easy for me. I've gone to the shops, I've done jobs, I've collected mail, I've gone to the bank, all those things, and I've been fine. I've not been tempted by anything. Other days I could have hunted you down for, you know, the apple core in your handbag. I just like, don't come near me if you're eating or if you've got food flavorings on your mouth. Like, just don't come near me. So, and it wasn't like it was just the first couple of days. It's just been all over the place. So it's really strange. So please have that pre-prepared so that you don't have to be in the kitchen if you don't want to. Make it easy on yourself, okay? So definitely it would be advisable to try all of them first and see which ones you're willing to stomach, as I said earlier, and go from there. All right, so try and mimic what you would normally do. I'm having soup at lunch because I work from home, so I would normally have something savory for a lunch and something smaller for dinner. So I'm having the soup for lunch, I'm having some of my veggies in that soup, so that makes it like a bulkier soup and it makes me feel like I'm eating something. Then at night, I'm having steamed veggies when my husband sits down to dinner as well. And so that we're both eating something. And then I set my alarm for 30 or 40 minutes later, because that's how long it's going to be before we can drink after we've had our surgery. And so then I have a shake or another hot heated up shake, as in a coffee for the end of the night. Keep in mind, these don't actually have much coffee in them. So if you're, you know, but then they've got the chocolate one. You could heat the chocolate up one. As I said, the Optifast one's the only one that I think can heat up. I've tried a few of the others and they're just gloopy. So just don't go there. So that's it for me. I still have, oh, and they've also got, which I haven't tried yet, because as I said, I'm usually more of a savory person, but they've also got the lemon dessert, and I think they've got a chocolate pudding and a few others. Same thing. You can either shake it up and then put it in the fridge, or you can use the little whizzy machine and then put it in the fridge. Doesn't matter. So if desserts are your thing, go for it. Like, have the dessert, don't have soup. But if savory is your thing, have the soups. You know, just make it easy on yourself any way that you can. All right, I think that's all I want to say to you. I never write lists, because when I write lists, I get confused when I'm talking. So it's easy for me to just say what's on my mind. So as I said, I've got 6 days to go till Saturday. It is Sunday now. And not many people still know at this point in time, not even my own parents, because I don't like people just kind of constantly checking in on me and asking me and reminding me what, you know, what I'm doing right now. So I like to just kind of stay in my own space. I am seeing a kinesiologist right now to help with it all going successfully, and I'm doing all the inner work that I can as well. And I'm just knowing that this is the right next step for me, and I'm trusting the process. So that's it for me. Oh, don't forget your 2 liters of water every day. This is the hardest part, right? That's the hardest part for me, and that will continue to be the hardest part for me. So that one is a mission for sure. But apart from that, I hope you're going well. And if you're on your journey now, then check in and let me know. And I hope you're doing well. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah.